Thank you for joining Perpetual Motion. I'm Dr. Mo Anderson, and today we're diving into the world of chronic fatigue and energy management with our special guest from Canada, Adrienne Simmons. Adrienne, my new friend, is a highly respected expert in this field. Look, if you're like me and you're tired of a foggy brain and a personal energy crisis, you're in the right place, friend. Stay tuned, lean in, and learn something. Welcome, Adrienne.
Thank you for having me on your podcast recording this evening.
As a boomer myself, who's always on the go, and I know you don't have to be a boomer to suffer from chronic fatigue. I'm just level setting where I am with my questions and my perspective. I look forward to hearing these insights and tips on how to overcome chronic fatigue. But first, I want to know what made you interested in this topic?
Excellent question. I became interested in this topic when I lost my energy.
Hmm.
We take things for granted in our lives. We
Hello.
feel that when we have something, we'll always have something. And it's not until we lose it that we realize, you know what? Wow. I wish I had paid attention. I wish I had done something about it. So when I lost my energy levels and I lived with low energy for many years, by the
Mm.
grace of God, I was able to figure out how to rebuild my energy back to the level where it is now. And as a result of that, I realize, you know what? I have to now pay it forward because everywhere I look around me, there are individuals that are
Mhm.
suffering as I did. And I want them to know you don't have to continue suffering. You can rebuild your energy and reclaim your vitality, our birthright.
Beautiful, beautiful. And for a frame of reference, we both worked all day. It's 7 at night for me and 8 at night for you, and you really sound full of passion and energy. And we both suffer chronic fatigue. And normally by this time of day, those who are suffering from chronic fatigue can just barely make it to get something to eat and go to bed, right?
That's correct.
So chronic fatigue, I understand, is something different from being just really tired. What's the difference between that and, I mean, you've had a challenging day or schedule or your job is tough. What's the difference between that and chronic fatigue?
When you have an off day and you're tired, it's an off day. That might be referred to as acute. But chronic
Mhm.
is when it hangs on and it
Okay.
hangs on and it becomes a part of your lifestyle. It's
Mm.
chronic. It's not one day here, one day here. It's every single day you're feeling the same way. It's continuous and it won't let go.
Gotcha. So you're talking through the weekend, holidays, whatever, you
Yeah.
just always feel
It becomes your
tired, and
lifestyle. It's your lifestyle. It becomes your
that's your
lifestyle.
way of
Yeah.
living. And I recall being in that state before myself, and even my friends and family start saying, jokingly, "You're always tired. You never want to do anything. You fall asleep at the drop of a hat." And again, not understanding the difference, I had just gotten accustomed to that just
Mm,
being the way it is.
exactly.
Yeah. I'm glad we're having this conversation. We're gonna help some folks today. How does your emotional state? I'm a big proponent of having mental and emotional wellness, and we're going to get into that talking about different types of energy. But just broadly, how does our emotional state affect our energy levels and overall well-being, Adrian?
Because we are spirit, mind, emotion, and body, we are four in one. If any one of our channels, I like to call them energy channels, whether it's our physical energy channel, our mental energy channel, our emotional energy channel, or a spiritual energy channel, if any one of our channels are affected, it's a domino effect and it's going to affect our other channels as well too. So if you are physically tired, for example, you start to feel inside, you know what? God, I know I have to get up and do something. And I know like my parents are counting on me, or I know my team is counting on me, but I'm physically tired. And then emotionally, it starts to drain you because you start to feel bad because you're not able to move forward and perform as you would like, or as others who are counting on you have come to expect. So you take it inside and it starts to weigh heavily on you because you are not showing up as you should. Every part of us is affected by another part of our channels.
Gotcha, gotcha. What was that moment like for you that you realized this is an issue? I understand you went through it, but what was the wake up call for you that I can't live like this anymore?
Okay, so mine is a story. I got to give you the
I want to
backstory.
hear it. Tell me a story.
Fantastic. Excellent, excellent. So my story is called Lost and Found. I
Mm,
was born with boundless energy. I was just born with boundless energy. Those who know me well used to call me the Energizer Bunny. You know that
yeah.
bunny on TV, the
Yeah.
Energizer like that? That's my name. That's what my friends dubbed me as because from morning to noon to night to overnight, I was on the go. I could eat what I want to eat. I could drink what I want to drink. I could smoke what I want to smoke. I could survive on 2 hours and I was good to go for the next day. And then I turned 50 and I crossed over the 50-year line. Not
Mhm,
realizing what I know now, I didn't know then, but I figured I'm only 50. So what? What's the difference? And my lifestyle remained the same. My lifestyle was I would work, go out after work, go out after that. But something else major happened in my life that exacerbated it. I've always been a single mother from the time my daughter was 3. And then
mhm,
she's 18 and she moves away to university. So prior to that, it was always her and I. I always had a reason to come home because I had a responsibility. But now that she's gone, I'm coming home to an empty home, that empty nester term that we hear. And in the first couple of weeks that she was gone, I didn't really kind of feel anything. But after a while, I realized I was bored and restless. So to alleviate that boredom, I started going out after work for dinner. No problem. But then I come home at 9. I'm still restless at 9. Okay, I don't want to be home at 9. I ended up finding a couple of party spots after the restaurants. I'm now
mhm.
coming home at 11 or 12, but I'm still restless. I have a bounty full of energy. And that's when I discovered after hours clubs. Didn't I never knew what they were. I didn't know they existed, but being in certain environments, people are saying, "Come Adrienne, there's another party." So I was introduced to after hours from 1 o'clock in the morning to 6 in the morning, and that also included a lot of drinking. I got involved with a lot of party drugs and a lot of fast foods. So that obviously exacerbated my fatigue. I was working, I was going out, and sometimes I'm not home till 4 or 5 in the morning. Maybe I have an hour's sleep, maybe 2 hours, and bam, I got to get up and go to work because I never messed around with my job. So I
I
am
know
now
that's right.
I'm dragging myself into the office, and that's when I discovered coffee. I can drink a cup and I get a zing. So I
Mhm,
became addicted to coffee because I need to stay up during the day because I got to function at work. Work is over now. I'm hyped up now and I'm still going out. So this continued probably up until maybe my mid 50s. I would say at my lowest point with my energy levels out of 10, with 10 being I'm an Amazon and 1 being I'm dragging on the ground, most days I was a 2 to 3 out of 10. I couldn't believe how tired I was, but I did not stop my behaviors. Went in for my physical. Maybe it was, I don't know, September, October, November, just before I turned 55. And I had been with my doctor for many years, so he knew me well. As soon as I walked into the office, his first expression was, Adrian, what the hell happened to you? You look terrible. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, I can see you've put on weight. I can see the bags under your eyes. You look tired. You've always been vibrant. My patients would say, "Who's that woman that just went out of the office? She's full of energy." But Adrienne, you are presenting a whole new person. What's going on? What happened? So I'm thinking, number one, I'm not telling him that I'm going to after hours, I'm
Of
drugging and
course
I'm
not.
drinking. He's my doctor. You know
Right.
what, doc? I probably didn't sleep well last night. He goes, "No, Adrian, that's not just because of one night's sleep. Tell me what's going on." So the next thing out of my mind is, well, you know what, doc? I remember when I was young, I would hear my parents say, "Well, she's 50 now. She should be slowing down. He's 56 now. He should be feeling aches and pains. She's in her 60s. She should be tired and lethargic." So, doc, I'm 55. I am normal. I'm supposed to be this way. He says, "Not at all, Adrienne. Not at all. I can see that something is going on in your life. I've known you for years. Something is going on, and I'm telling you right now, be careful, Adrienne. I'm not liking the direction that you're going in." Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, doc. Yeah, yeah. You know, you brush things off and you go about your merry way. A week
Mhm.
later, he calls me with the results of my test. And he says, "Adrienne, I
And
have
this
some
is
bad
like
news."
blood work that they did. The
Exactly.
test, laboratory test.
Exactly.
Okay.
"Adrienne, I have some bad news for you." "Oh, I've never had bad news. It's always been, you're good, you're good, you're good, you're good." So this is the first time hearing this now. It's like, "What do you mean bad news?" He goes, "Adrienne, I have to let you know, based on your tests have come back. You are now pre-diabetic. If you
Mm.
don't make immediate changes, you are one step over from being full-blown diabetic." What is going on, Adrienne? Nothing, nothing. Okay, okay, you know what? I'll clean up my diet. See you next year. And I was gone. And I continued with the same behavior because, you hear one thing, but you don't change right away. So I
Mhm.
continued with the same lifestyle behavior. A few months later, so the following January, remember, my appointment was in the fall, September, October. The
Mhm.
following January, it happened to be a bitterly cold January in Toronto. Maybe it was minus 20 degrees below zero. I want to smoke a cigarette now, but I never smoked in my house because of my daughter. I have a garage attached to my home. Because it was so cold, it literally took me 10 minutes just to layer up. I'm sitting in my garage. I got a cigarette in one hand. I got a joint in the other hand because my gloves are off. I don't want to blow my gloves. And I'm smoking. And all of a sudden, I started to cry. I don't know where it came from, but I started to bawl. And I cried and I cried. And I said, "God, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm embarrassed. I'm disappointed in myself. I cannot believe that I've allowed myself to get to this state of my life. But I don't know how to get off of this. Like, the mouse on the wheel that goes around and around.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
felt that I was on that wheel because Monday I would get up and say, "Okay, it's a brand new week. I'm going to behave this week. I'm going to do what I have to do." By Thursday, I'm pulled back in the clubs. Friday in the clubs. Saturday in the club. It was a wheel that I was on. And I said, "God, I need your help." And I continued crying, finished what I was doing. I came inside the house. And the next couple of weeks, I started to notice a shift. I noticed that I didn't have the same urge to go out every evening, to go out every weekend. Instead, I was more curious to start doing research in how do women's bodies change as we get older. And realized, okay, hormonal changes, my metabolism is changing. It's because of certain lifestyle changes that might be contributing to how I am feeling this way. And the more research I did, the more I realized it was because of my lifestyle choices that my body was so burdened down with so much garbage that I was experiencing the brain fog and fatigue. So I decided to use myself as a beta test. I created a nutritional program for maturing women. I created
Mhm.
an exercise program for maturing women, and I put myself through it. I distanced myself from the party crowd. I found a network of mature women who believed in living a healthier lifestyle. So I started associating with them. I joined a gym. I started going to bed a lot earlier and I started spending more time outside in natural sunlight. Over the year, my energy level slowly but surely started to increase. Slowly, and I felt stronger and I felt healthier and I felt
Even
stronger and
though
I have
you were aging, your energy level was going up. It wasn't an inverse correlation that we've been told
bingo.
all these years, 'cause I heard those same things. Yeah.
Bingo. Now, what I noticed happening as my energy level was increasing, people
Mhm.
started complimenting me. Adrienne, you seem to have a whole lot of energy. Adrienne, you seem your skin seems plumper
You got
and
a
more
glow.
smooth
Yeah, yeah.
and finer, and you seem to have a nice little pep in your step and your voice, the confidence. What is it you're doing? I said,
Mhm.
well, I don't know. I'm going to bed a little bit. See, I didn't put two and two together again. It was because of all that why my energy was coming back. I just figured my energy was coming back because. So I told
Right,
him
right.
I'm eating healthier, I'm exercising, I'm more positive, I'm managing my stress, I'm outside. Okay, well, can you help me, Adrienne? Well, just buy more foods on the produce section and start exercising. Again, I didn't realize it. But as more and more people started complimenting me, you know that light bulb moment that comes on in your head? One
I
day a
know.
light bulb moment came on and it's like, Adrienne, you know what? With all these people making reference to your positive energy, energy seems to be a commodity for people who are living with low energy levels. And that's
Mm,
when that other light bulb came on and it's like, you know what? You were able to rebuild your energy because I realized after a while it was because of my lifestyle choices that my
right.
body responded in kind and allowed me to live a life of vitality. That's when I
Mhm.
said, you know what? So many people are coming to you, Adrienne, asking you, can I help them also kind of give them a little, how can I teach them to have more vitality? That's when I
Mhm.
decided to put everything together that I had kind of created for myself. And that's when I opened up the Energy Edge, Unlock Your Body's Energy Potential Coaching Program. And that's the program I take my clients through at this time right now. So that's kind of how I got to where I am right now. I had it, I lost it, and I've been able to reclaim my energy levels because I finally figured out it's all based on the lifestyle choices that we make.
Sweet, and I would agree completely. That's a very interesting personal story in transformation, and I'm looking at you right now. I was surprised when you said 55 because I didn't think you were close to my age. I'm 62, and you look you're so in shape, beautiful smile, beautiful skin. So, woo, look at the guy. Okay, don't make me get. See, I got this shirt on. Oh well, I'm not gonna be able to show mine, but that is just fantastic. I'm gonna play the devil's advocate a little bit because people who are in a different place where you were and not where you are, even though you're giving a great testimony, we're always looking for excuses. So I hear somebody, as my pastor always says, I hear somebody saying, okay, well, I'm not a drinker. I'm not out late partying. There's a different reason that my energy levels are low. And it was within your story, but can you be specific about some signs of chronic fatigue or causes of it that may not be related to I'm spending a lot of time away from home? Because that's not everybody's story, and I don't want them to disengage from this because they think, okay, that's not me.
Absolutely. That's what happens is if we don't respect our body, I've realized that as human beings, we need to do a
Mhm.
better job in respecting our body. And when I say respecting our body, I mean our physical body, our mental, our emotional, and our spiritual channels as well too. What
Okay.
that means is that if we are not eating what our body needs, most of us eat what we want. But what we want is not what our bodies need. If we are not fueling our body with what she or he needs, our
Mhm.
bodies are going to get depleted. If we are not managing any stress, we are depleting our energy because Our emotions don't ask for stress. We hang on to it. If
Mhm.
we are not giving our bodies the sleep, the deep restorative sleep that it needs, we are
Mhm.
depleting our energy. If we are not outside in natural sunlight, and even on days that aren't sunny, natural sunlight is still better than artificial light. We need to
Mhm.
get outside in natural sunlight. We are depleting our energy resources. If we are not giving our body physical movement, we are living organisms. And as a result of being a living organisms are
Sorry, I just had to applaud you right in the middle of all that. I hit the button a little early. Keep going, sis. You're preaching now. My apologies.
because we are living organisms. As such, we are meant to move. But we've gotten so comfortable. Life has made it so comfortable for us to be sedentary, for us to be stationary.
And so
And
normal too, because that's what our
absolutely,
friends are doing. We're just plopping
absolutely.
down on the couch in front of the TV
There
with
you
a
go.
giant, big
There
ass,
you
big
go.
gulp,
There
you
you go.
know,
And
eating
guess what else
convenient
too?
food. Yeah,
And guess what? And commerce has made it easy. Just pick up the phone and call something.
yeah,
You
yeah.
never have to leave your house. And what's happened, unfortunately, in this 20th century, we have become so sedentary that our bodies, our biology was not meant for that. We are now causing un, unknown numbers of illnesses because we are not respecting our biology. Our biology needs exercise, nutrition, sunlight, rest, and stress management. If you are not putting all of that into yourself every day, we have to realize our bodies have been with us from day one. Our bodies hold us up. Our bodies have our back. They're there for us every single minute of the day. But we, in turn, we don't show our bodies the same respect. We expect our bodies to be there to hold us up, but we are
Mhm.
not respecting our body in kind. And our bodies are doing it their best to hold us up. They're doing their best. They're doing their best. But sooner or later, that burden of all the garbage food, of all the garbage drink, and on top of that, we also got to deal with the toxins out there. We got to deal with toxins inside of our product. So our poor bodies are being bombarded with so much garbage. And on top of that, we're lying on the sofa. What is our bodies to do? We have no more energy. Our bodies are not able to generate energy because we're not giving it the fuel that it needs. And as a
Absolutely.
result, we're living a life of lethargy, tiredness, dragging ourselves through the day, brain fog, feeling unworthy, just feeling listless, no energy, just moving
Right,
around on
right.
default. We just live on
You're
default.
right.
That's just
You're
it.
right. As you were talking, I had an epiphany that we not only have convenient food, we have convenient lives now because
Yep,
we don't want to do the hard
yep,
things.
yep.
And what it takes to provide our body with the resources that it needs is not convenient. I mean, exercising, getting out, really, I like to talk about putting yourself on your calendar because if you just leave it to happen, I'm going to exercise this week, I'm going to eat right, then you've got to go on the weekend and shop for right food because, I mean, there is tired. Outside of chronic fatigue, there's just tired, which leads us to make poor choices. So while you're, in a better state and rested and you have some downtime, you have to make preparation for those
Exactly.
other times when life be life. And
Exactly.
we're not doing that. We just want things to happen and they're not happening. And I know as a healthcare provider that our bodies are designed to heal themselves. There's viruses, cancer cells, bacteria in us all the time. It's
Amen.
not
Exactly.
suddenly that it happens, right? But we get out of balance. We're not giving our bodies particularly the rest and nutrition that it needs. And those, cells, those pathologic malignant cells
Yes.
get to go ham because we don't give our body the nutrition to fight them. And that leads to disease. And I'm not saying that, all diseases is caused by us. I happen to be a cancer patient, and I don't believe for a minute that I gave myself cancer. Some things just happen, but other things, like you said, the prediabetes, some of the cholesterol, some of the heart issues, some of the other things come
Hmm.
from our lifestyle and our choices.
We have to take that responsibility. And what I like to share
Mhm,
with my clients are, we only have this one body. We only have this one body. And we have to start acknowledging that our bodies have been there for us. And our bodies will always be there for us. And our
mhm.
bodies, they only want the best for us. I don't believe that God wants the worst for us. I believe that God wants the best for every single one of us. Jokingly, I like to say to some people, you know what? Of all the billions of sperms that your father was making, that one sperm and that one egg made you. So there's a reason you are here. There's a
It's
reason God
divi
called you here, and God did not call you here to live a life of less. You're here for a life of abundance. So if that is
Mhm.
the case, why not take what is your birthright? It's an abundance. But if you're not living a healthy life, you are not able to appreciate the abundance that is yours.
Beautifully, beautifully, beautifully said. Thank you for that sermonette on health and wellness and spirituality and mental. And I like that you mentioned all the energy channels. They're separate, but they all ultimately work together. This is phenomenal. Before we go, Adrienne, tell us more about the Energy Edge, Unlock Your Energy Potential program and services and how folks can reach you and learn more.
Thank you. The Energy Edge, Unlock Your Body's Energy Potential, is a 12-week coaching program. It's a program to support your initial transformation from where you are today to where you shared with me you would like to be tomorrow. So, in a
Mhm,
nutshell, it starts off with I like to start off with my clients going through the 9 dimensions of wellness that make us human beings, emotional, intellectual, physical, social, environmental, occupational, spiritual. And when I ask them to review their dimensions, I ask them to rate themselves on a scale from 10 to 1. 10 being, I feel amazing in this dimension, to 1 where, you know what? Yeah, I'm not doing too well. And I encourage them. You might as well be honest because they're your dimension. So there's no point in telling me you're a 10 in each one when you know that you're not. So I have to say, I feel that most of my clients are honest. In any of their dimensions that they rate themselves a 5 and below, those
mhm.
are the dimensions that I incorporate into the coaching program because those are the dimensions that are probably sucking more of their energy levels as well. Too, when I start my coaching program, I started off with my clients sharing a vision of how they want to see themselves in the future. You have to have an idea of how you see yourself moving forward. So for me, my vision was I want to be there if my daughter gets married. I want to be alive if my daughter ever has grandchildren. I've
Mhm.
always loved to travel. I want to travel until the day that I die. And I also want to be there for my clients because I know that I am a great role model because I've been there, I've gone through the experience, I've come through on the other side. So I am living proof that you can reboost your energy and live a life of vibrancy and vitality and abundance. So for me, my vision is being there for my clients until the day that I'm no longer here for my clients. So for me, it's what is your vision? What is it that you want? What's going to keep you and motivated and on track? And then we talk about implementing motivation tools because let's be honest though, we can be all gung ho in the beginning, but after a while, when we kind of lose steam, we might have a bad day. And it's
Yes,
like, you know what? I just want to go to McDonald's. I just want to lie on the sofa. You see, when you have those days, that's when you pull out one of those motivational tools and it's like, you know what? You're right. It's not aligned with my vision. Let me make a salad. Let me take the time and make a proper dinner. For me, it's kind of understanding number one, where their dimensions are when they start. Number two, what is your vision? Why do you want to rebuild your energy? Once you rebuild your energy, what is it you want to do with your life? Some people, I want to go back to school. Some people, I want to be there for my parents because they're getting a little bit older and they're counting on me. Some people, it's, you know what, I have young kids, and you know what, I'm tired of falling down on the sofa when I come home. My kids need me. My family needs me. For some people, it's like, you know what, I haven't made love to my partner for so long because I'm tired all the time. I want to reclaim an intimacy with my partner. Everybody has a reason why they want to live a life of more vibrancy. We need to understand what that is before we start the coaching program, because that's going to be what's going to hold you tight on those days when you want to just kind of fall down. So that's what my program is all about. If anybody wants to connect with me, they can find me at energyforlife.energy. Energyforlife.energy.
Phenomenal guest, very inspiring, some things to keep me on track, because just like everybody, those detours and blaming on everything, but
Mhm.
Invictus, we are,
Yes.
and our destinies. With that in mind, I so appreciate the energy and education you provided today. Thank you for being our guest.
Thank you for having me as your guest. Namaste.
Namaste. And thank you, listeners, for your time and support of this woman owned independent podcast. Remember to like, subscribe, and share for more like this. Until next time, be safe and be well.